You ready? I'll call the meeting to order. Rose, would you lead us tonight in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, thank you public for coming. Very nice to see everybody out this evening. We've got two sets of meeting minutes and that non-public.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
So the first one is June 14th.
Mm-hmm.
We made some modifications electronically.
I'll make a motion, we accept the June 14th, 2016 minutes as drafted.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we have non-public meeting minutes from June 14th also. I'll make a motion that we accept the non-public meeting minutes as drafted.
They're so sealed so well, I couldn't get into them. Excuse me a minute. I'll second the motion that we accept the non-public meeting minutes as drafted.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any public comments this evening? We're gonna do, wow, we're jumping right ahead to anything from the tax collector or his deputy tax collector?
If you have any questions, I can look up some information, but I haven't worked, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, the bills are due
On
Friday.
the 1st, yes, Friday the 1st.
We're gonna come back to the treasurer, obviously she's not here. Administrative assistant, anything for us?
Just to follow up on the copy machine, I called Porter Office Machine today to ask about removing the passcodes. They're gonna have a technician give me a call tomorrow, hopefully to walk me through that process.
Oh, good, thank you.
Okay.
Planning board,
He's in there now. Oh, no, it's not playing on.
planning board.
The public hearing on the,
We had you want to want me to talk? We had a public hearing, we had a public hearing on a lot line adjustment over between Doubledown Dick Road and Kingswood Lake. It was approved with two conditions, and that was that the total fee wasn't paid, and a voluntary lot merger had to take place before the approval was granted. We also had a visit from Fred Can, who's talking about putting some of his land into conservation, and wanted to know about a lot line adjustment to support that activity. I think that was it.
some minor work on the rules of procedures
Yeah.
and ongoing efforts for that. The planning board also voted not to, again, renew our membership in the Stratford Regional Planning Commission, which I believe is on your
Yep, we
agenda.
saw that. And pay the bill for Rick Surratt's attendance at a conference. Cemetery trustees, only thing I can report was, I saw some email that the work is supposed to start the first week in, next week, July 4th. And that was the last update from the contractor.
Heritage.
She's not here.
I was there.
You're gonna do Heritage?
I'll do Heritage.
Let's have a report on the Heritage.
The Heritage Commission met Wednesday, approved minutes. We've solidified the date for the Old Home Day Barbecue. There's some question whether or not it'll continue to be Old Home Day Barbecue, but the date is going to be August 13th. More details, information to come. There's some discussion whether or not the Veterans Day potluck dinner will occur in November. As of now, Mary Lou will not be in attendance, but we're going to see if a group can continue to put that together. Some old business items were brought up to include the Veterans Day Memorial to revitalize that effort. And then they voted on lights for the old townhouse to include a chandelier, which was going to cost roughly $2,500.
No, total bill was 1,900.
Not $1,900, and they were going to look for us to pay. They were going to pay
1,000.
1,000 even,
Yeah.
and we were going to pay the remaining balance, which would be up to the selectmen to go ahead and vote on. So that was it.
You said we meaning the town.
The town.
We meaning the town. Yeah,
Not we. It's the
That's
town we.
You take Richard's phone and put it right up there. All right, so that's done.
Okay.
Yeah, keep them going.
Code enforcement, we're up to you already. We're back to you.
Excellent. I have a bunch of intents. First one would be map 22, lot 1. Second one is map 22, lot 2.
That's kind of a big one, this one here. Huh?
Yeah. About every, let's see, I can't remember the last time they did it. And it's, if I'm not mistaken, Roderick Homestead on the end of Cotton Valley, or it's on, just over the line of Brookfield, if you come in Cotton Valley.
Right when you come from the other side, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
so,
That's a big one. This one's not so big.
yeah, they're both the same owner, it's just one lot's, it's split by the street.
Yeah, the lots are subdivided
Yep.
right away.
And I have the yearly one here for map 28, lot 10B. Another one from map 2, lot 6, Blueberry Farm. And I have 6 signatures required, well, 6 parcels or certification for yield tax assessments. And if you can sign the worksheet, upper right-hand corner, and then the warrant on the second sheet.
Okay.
There's 6 of them there.
And this says,
Yep.
does this note go with that file?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Yeah,
kinda
that's just my
figured that
note to
was-
make sure you sign all these.
Didn't quite mean it.
Right, it's my, it's a sticky notes to remind me.
That's
It
okay.
worked. You reminded Rich to
I
remind
just,
you.
I just couldn't find the attachment. And this is the actual warrant?
Yeah, that's after they file for a board cut.
So
That's
that's,
the worksheet, the spreadsheet that shows the amount due.
that was 3,600. This one is 210.
The goose egg.
Nothing. $600?
You sign both copies, Rich.
Nope.
And there's a second page here.
Big one. Sounds, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, if you ask questions.
Well,
If you wanna jump to another hat, that's fine with me.
How's our favorite road project?
There you go.
been very busy the last week and a half, 2 weeks. But they're fine grading. Well, I finished putting the gravel down today. Finished culverts yesterday, put the rest of the gravel down today. They're fine grading tomorrow. And if their schedule goes great, they'll be here on Thursday to pave. And if it doesn't, they'll be here on Friday to pave. But regardless, it'll be done before the weekend.
Excellent. Any surprises cost-wise that we know of yet?
No, I just been spending your money like a drunken sailor. I took advantage of, I had to have a truck deliver some material, so while the truck was there, I had them preload the shouldering material. So really no surprises, it's just escalating real fast, that's
Yeah,
all.
typical, we
Yeah.
expected that.
Yeah.
Good. And should I ask, is there anything else going on, or you keep busy up there?
Right there, for the last 2 weeks, because it was an unknown schedule up until 2 weeks ago, and it's like, well, I really don't have time to, this is when I want to pave, so then it was like, and we've been right out straight up there.
Okay, thank you.
But my intent is to, after they pave, I can't do the shoulders until it firms up a little bit, so while that's happening, I'll start another round of grading and dust control.
Okay.
There'll be some loam being screened shortly in prep for, that, finishing up that job, and then I have a little bit to do here and there, and whatever's left over you guys can have for the cemetery.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Question. Do you
Sure.
have any contact with the state? I walked down to Churchill Brook there, and the bridge is all done, it just needs paving. Are they?
Just
open
needs
up?
paving, and ironically, now that you brought it up,
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but I was concerned about them expanding upstream. And you ought to take a look at it, it's a nice job.
I
They
did,
a nice job.
I've been down there.
They got a nice kink in the bridge. The purple line is actually the center line.
Oh, that's new, I didn't see a purple one when I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, so it is, it shut the road upstream, and now it goes around the corner, down over the bridge, and jerks over like that. But it's deceiving, because it does look like we had a Moose Mountain Bridge situation going on. From the Moose Mountain Road side, you look at it, it looks like the guardrail's cocked off like this. But I literally measured it, I was so concerned, and it's parallel.
Just canted a little.
But you don't even have when
I don't, but I see there's new marks on Governor's Road and 109, so I think they're just waiting until the paving crew gets in the area to do that. But I agree with you, I don't see what else needs to be done other than pave it.
They moved, when I was down, the equipment was still there, the trailer was still there.
Yeah, the equipment's still there, but the road.
I imagine it would be,
That's it, just clean up and pave it.
I know, let's go.
Those are
Save me 5.5 miles.
Well, Mike Baycog is second yet. Don't give up the ghost on that. Right? Okay, thank you, Ed. Treasurer, we're gonna start with the treasurer,
Oh, sure, why not?
again.
Again. Okay. We have money. It's my favorite time of year. Thanks to Diana, we have money. Well, thanks to all of us for paying our taxes. So in the checking account at Meredith Village Savings Bank, I have $292,966. That's because the school has not cashed the last check for way too much money. I can't remember how much. In the savings account, $93,153.62, and in Profile Bank, $169,846.40, for a total of $555,966.39.
Still missing a lot.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'll pay mine tonight. Will that help?
Yes.
Okay.
We're missing, well. Go ahead.
So that's really all I have, other than I went to my email account for the town for the treasurer, and there's new insurance papers they want looked at, filled out by yesterday. So
What they
maybe
want.
You and I can look at them after the meeting.
Okay.
That's it for me.
Okay, and Brian gave a report on the Heritage Commission.
Yes.
And-
Oh,
Okay.
Heritage Commission. Wait, it's down the line. Did you do it already?
Yeah, Brian did it.
Okay, and?
Yeah, I think I've hit all the high points.
And?
So we did
We talked about the chandelier, and
that I didn't know the exact amount. I just knew.
It came down.
Okay, so can you tell us the exact amount, then we can make a motion?
Sure. The exact amount ended up being $1,976 off the top of my head.
And the Heritage is gonna pay 1,000 of
I
that?
thought if Heritage paid 1,000, would the selectmen be willing to pay the $976?
Okay. And where would we take that money out of the budget? Out of the building improvement and?
There's money in the government, blah, blah, blah. Unless you have other plans other than electrical for this year.
I have to look at the budget. I mean, the job next door is gonna be $10,000, no more than 10,000.
Yeah, but I thought we put,
We put.
Yeah.
wait.
I don't even know.
No,
You got things.
I have it.
That's why I wanted to know what line it is. I was looking at that this week and trying to figure it out.
We're fixing the light in this room.
Yeah,
We're
that's not gonna be
we're
much.
Putting up, we don't know what's wrong with it, and we're putting up motion detectors outside.
Yeah, that shouldn't be much.
So there's 3 of them we have to put up, because we're all on the same circuit. If you put one on,
On all.
So between the two repairs to building and grounds and building and ground, building and ground maintenance is different. That's the,
lawns and stuff.
no, it's not actually. So there's 19,000 sitting there.
Oh, so we would
So I would think you'd have enough money to do it,
do this and
the
then
976.
plus whatever other extra work we have. Okay. So I'll make a motion that we approve $976 to pay for the light fixtures in the old town house.
And I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Cool.
Okay.
So, I did hear from Aaron, and he has ordered the light fixtures. They were due in this week, and he said he would just bill us as part of the job for the chandeliers and the lights.
Okay.
So,
So,
that,
That's fine. Good, thank you.
okay?
Man, I think that was it, right?
Mhm.
That was the only open issue from that. Okay, some old business. We have an issue with Lori, the admin assistant's computer. It's not, when we upgraded the systems, we didn't upgrade that one because we thought we could get by with an old one. It's not working out. We have a proposal from our computer support person to upgrade that facility, including software and hardware. The total cost is approximately $906. I think we have to do it. We can't get the job done there, so I'd make a motion that we follow through with this estimate that we got from A410 Computing.
A440.
A440 Computing to move forward with the acquisition of the new hardware for the admin assistant.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we can tell them that. Poll licenses, we have an update on what we stand on poll licenses. Our wording.
Was I supposed to get that?
Yeah. Because we have to make sure our licenses are worded properly or we can't tax.
Oh, that's right. I emailed emailed Jay on that. Let me follow up with her because I never heard back on that.
Okay.
That was a while ago. I asked
Yeah.
her for that.
Yep.
That's what I was going to do. Was it me? All right, I'll follow up with Jay.
Bill's working the propane pricing. I think he's got 3 bids here that we'll look at in 2 weeks. Bryce Drive Monuments, that part of the project is moving along. We have to figure out what we're gonna do with the future travel way location down there. I think it'd be good if we could just identify where we're gonna put that travelway this year at least.
Right, if we can get the monuments inserted and then,
Well, I don't think we have to wait on the monuments,
no, you know, we,
because we're working off of the Russo side. As long as we don't go 50 feet over, there's,
that's true.
I think they're independent.
Yeah, I can see that, okay.
So.
Would it make sense to meet down there in the near future and
Some evening, in a couple of weeks.
mark it off with some marking paint and whatnot?
Okay, you're gonna be busy through this week. Why don't we, at the next meeting, pick a date and time? And we can make some phone calls to let people know we're gonna come down and do it.
Yeah, we can post that, make it public, because,
So we'll pick the date and time in 2 weeks at our next meeting.
so next meeting's the 12th, right?
Yeah.
12th, so we could even plan, just kind of tentatively say the 26th of July.
Yeah. We could do it before then too, if everybody can meet.
That's fine, that's fine. Because it's just the idea of getting an idea of where we would look to lay the roadway,
Take some paint maybe and mark where we're gonna go.
and just so everyone has an understanding of where it is.
Yep.
Okay.
So why don't we pick a date and time at the next meeting and go down there
Okay,
and
so
do that.
we'll talk about it on the 12th with Bill here.
Yep.
Okay.
Voting signs? Did you get an update on voting signs? And Bill? And Brett? Well,
I was with Bill when he was talking to Brad about it. I think Brad said he was gonna make the signs. But that's what I heard.
okay.
I thought Bill was gonna talk to a company in Concord. That
He
the
was
last
gonna
time.
check on a price somewhere else,
Well, that's
Right,
what I heard.
but maybe if Brad just does it, we'll just get it done, but.
okay, and he did send me an email. I'm gonna go
He,
look at it.
he,
No.
Brad. He gave me the quote, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Just email it to us when you're in the office tomorrow. We can take
Okay.
it quickly. It's not like an urgent.
I don't think it's expensive, is it? No.
No. So let's just take a look tomorrow.
Okay.
Moose Mountain Bridge, we'll talk about next time because I think you're busy. So we want to ask you for updates on that. Any other new business?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry, I skipped the conservation.
Commission meeting next week, Wednesday, the 7th of July. And we're gonna have Miss Wendy Scribner from University of New Hampshire Cooperative Extension here. She is an extension educator for forest resources. She's a licensed forester. She walked the town property with us last fall. And we've asked her to come and kind of give us a head start on what we're gonna do with it. What are we gonna call it? What's gonna be our aims? We have no plan. And we don't have anybody that I know of on the select board or in the conservation commission who has done anything like this. So it's the first meeting, there'll be nothing decided in stone, but the public is invited, anybody that wants to come.
We've had
6
discussion.
PM
I'm
in
sorry.
Churchill Schoolhouse.
6, and we're gonna post it on the website. And part of the discussion was, people say we need a forestry management plan. We don't even know how to do that. So this is really gonna be an education. Here's what you should do, here's what you have to consider doing. So, good, thank you, Tom.
I hope we'll get enough suggestions from her to get things going.
Yes. The purchase and sale has been signed on both parties. So I was gonna tried to call the lawyer today, tell her to start with the closing. Just,
Closing is still in September, right?
right, but there's no, start the paperwork,
Yeah,
what she has to do, so I was gonna start that today.
okay. That's all.
Sorry. Any other new business? Okay, let's take a look at the mail. What do we have for mail today? That's for my printer. Oh. What do you know, Brian?
There is an abatement recommendation from Avatar with regards to an owner of map 30, lot 4, 4A, B, C, D, and F. Did you get all those, Laura?
A, B, C, D, and F.
Yep, no, so it's map 30 for A, B, C, D, E, and F. There's a dispute over a discrepancy over the individual parcels. The way this reads from Avatar is the taxpayer owns 150 acres of property, which was originally part of map 30 lot 4. The main parcel, still listed as map 30 lot 4, is now only 120 acres. There are 6 subsequent lots, map 30 lot 4, sub lots A through F, each with roughly 5 acres. The owner is questioning the increased assessment to each property when compared to other properties in current use. During the revaluation in 2014, current use records were reviewed and it was found that the original 150 acre parcel through the current use application only designated 120 acres to be put in current use. The parcel has since been subdivided and the acreage is not included in current use divided between these parcels. The parcels were also incorrectly labeled as being backland, meaning they contain no frontage on a road, which they actually do have. During the revaluation, these matters were corrected, which these parcels saw an increase in the assessment, with the exception of the main parcel, map 30 lot 4, which actually decreased in value. The comparable properties provided are all in current use. We would accept one recent sale. The sale supports the current use assessment for each lot. If the owner does not wish to develop, there's a spider on me. If the owner does not wish to develop these properties in the near future, applying to put these 30 acres into current use would reduce the assessment dramatically. I have included the application all filled out. If the owner wishes to sign it and proceed, as properties appear to be fairly equitable and assessed, they recommend we deny this abatement request. And so it's just clear that they need to make it an effort to put the lots, at least according to reading to this, they need to put lots into current use, and that would help reduce the overall value. So we need to consider denying this abatement request.
Well, I make a recommendation that we follow Avatar's recommendation and deny that request.
I second that recommendation.
All in favor?
I will give this.
Yeah.
Yes. I will give this to Jessica, and she can reach out to the owner because there is some follow-up work that they can do.
If they're going to put it in current use?
If they want to put it in current use, then I'll reduce your taxes. Okay, so that'll go to
Okay.
Jessica for assessing.
We have a notice for an informational seminar. The purpose is to describe and discuss state laws that govern the rights and obligations of cities, towns regarding local roads. And it's going to be down in Concord, July 13th. I put a copy in your box. I might go. Roads are exciting. I just might go today. Of course. You have something? Is that?
No, it's just insurance, yeah.
And we have from the New Hampshire Municipal Association. They're looking for our input on various policies that they're going to support or lobby for this coming year. And they want our opinion on these various topics. They want our response by No. If we're going to try to submit an additional one, they want it by Friday the 12th.
So these are the ones they're supporting.
These are the ones they're recommending to see if we'll support this. And they want our opinion if we're going to resonate with that. So we can really take a look at these. There's pages of them. So we can take a look at these and why don't we do this? We'll leave this in our office, read them at your leisure, and initial yes or no on them.
Okay.
And then when we have all three sets of input, we can distill it down and get back to them.
They were also looking for a picture of every town's townhouse. And I understand that Ed Comeau has a nice picture of our townhouse.
Several.
Several. I have some, but I hear you have better. So, if I send you the address that it should go to, email address, could you send them a picture of the townhouse?
I can.
Thank you.
May I approach the bench?
Approach the table, it's not a bench.
Now, we pay dues to the New Hampshire Municipal Association.
Correct.
Yes, we do.
They're asking you about legislative stuff.
Yes.
Can you ask them a question? Do they have a blank on there where you can ask them any question, or is this just questions they're asking you about what you think you should be supporting or not?
They have listed a whole host of positions and they're saying, this is what we think we should be supporting. Do you concur? Is there room, I'm sure we could put a comment in there.
I would like you to ask how they're keeping their tax money, their membership money from the towns, separate from their lobbying money. Because in my opinion, this is my public comment, they should not be doing what they're doing with tax money. It is supposed to be kept separate, but I have no confirmation of how that's done. They hire a lobbyist to lobby the legislature. That's not really how it should work,
Yeah,
but that's how they're doing it.
I understand that. There's two issues. Do you know they're getting donations from outside of tax money?
Well, the only way they could hire a lobbyist is if that money is kept separate. By law, it's supposed to be separate. Your membership dues are tax money.
Yes?
That's supposed to be kept separate for their operations,
Okay.
separate from the money that's used to actually hire a lobbyist.
So-
That should come from the people who are professional members of an
So
association.
the point is the tax money should be kept separate and not be used per some law that may be good we could quote to lobby. That's your point. They shouldn't be using tax money to lobby.
No, it's against the law, but I haven't seen anything separated. I don't know how they're doing that. And I've noticed that no one in the legislature seems to get that survey. Why aren't the people getting the survey? We don't get the survey, but they're gonna lobby us. They're gonna send their lobbyists into the committee rooms and they're going to lobby those positions, no matter if the public has heard about it or not. I just wanted to ask if you could ask them how they keep their money separate.
We will try to draft a question or a comment and ask for some feedback.
And
Actually, I'd love to call them too.
I greatly appreciate your time.
I got an action item. I'll call them too. If they want to follow it up with documents.
Usually when you pay dues, I know with other organizations, when you pay dues to the organization, it lists a separate line for lobbying, so that, X amount is dues and X amount goes to their lobby
But
or whatever,
dues
but
come from the town.
the dues come from the town, and I don't see that separated out on what we pay.
Right, $986 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
One line, one bill.
One line, one bill.
Yep.
So,
All right, I'll give them a call and then we'll follow up. Okay, any other comments? Any other mail? I think we're done for bills. We have some bills.
yeah. Just a few. And I have an abatement check, but I need to talk to Rose about some of the numbers first, and then I'll have you sign it.
Is this what we signed for?
You signed one, sort of. So she called me because we paid for Diane, but I didn't have the bill for Rick. So now you got the bill for Rick, but she sent me this official invoice,
Oh,
Okay,
okay?
I got you.
because we signed the bill for him.
Yeah, I attached it.
Yeah, it's all right here, okay. so
Okay, you got it
I
together.
got it, see.
And that one didn't get Rich's signature.
Yeah, see that?
Wow,
Wow.
that would slow it up for a week or two.
The bill came to George Nick, and it looks like it's all planning board stuff we put into paper.
Yeah, there's some postings for public hearings.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it, and then,
Any checks to sign?
no, I don't really have checks other than that abatement, I've gotta get some of the numbers, I don't. Thank you.
So this is just a notice of
But they want,
claims made.
no, wait. On the email, it says,
Do we have to do that while we're in session?
No.
no.
Okay, just, wait, hold a second. Any other comments?
I have an update for the county.
Oh, all right.
Oh, good.
As you may have heard, the delegation has basically defunded, as it is now, what we know of as the county farm. There's never been an attempt to sell county land, but how the farm functions has to change. So the delegation voted to cut the funding. There are two different committees that were formed. There was one without authority to do anything with what they find. The delegation created a subcommittee to explore the idea of a Carroll County Agricultural Learning Center, which would not be taxpayer funded, but it would focus around area agriculture and would work with existing programs that UNH has to provide that service. In response to that, since the commissioners actually hold the authority to the budget and also to control the land and buildings at the county, they created a separate meeting, a separate committee. And that committee is the Carroll County Farm Advisory Committee. They're meeting tomorrow. This is positive news because the delegation and the commissioners have been on different ends of the spectrum for too long. And what I think is starting to happen is the ideas that came across with the public input for the Learning Center, combined with the committee for the advisory committee that the commissioners formed, seem to be talking the same language. So tomorrow, some of the members to the delegations committee and all the members to the county commissioners, we're gonna actually meet together. And we're hopefully gonna have a comprehensive, intelligent conversation about what's gonna happen to the county lands. Because when I film all the meetings, I film the commissioners' meetings, their committee meetings, and I film the Learning Center meetings, and if you actually watch them, it sounds like we're all talking about the same thing. There's just too much politics getting involved in it. So I think it's actually a very positive thing, and I'm just announcing that, so if you had any interest, tomorrow at 2 p.m. at the county, that Carroll County Farm Advisory Committee is going to meet. It's going to be like a combination meeting. There's also a county commissioners meeting tomorrow at 8:30.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Anything else? Okay, we're adjourned, thank you.
Okay.
That'd be
So-
better. I didn't get a
Hot.
chance to
It's
read
hot.
it. Wow.
Because the policy coverage we're getting is not an occurrence-based policy for claims